So we have our agents that find a target and start to run. Now we need the logic to make the agent go to the actual enemy and stop there. So let's open our Atoms UI. Let's go to behavior tree. Okay, so this is the logic to find the enemy. So let's create a comment block. Let's put everything inside here. Find enemy. Okay, now we need multiple branch here. So in this case, we need a selector. Now we are going to create a branch to reach the target. I want to run this branch only on a specific case, so we need a conditional. We need some variable that store like a sort of state for the agents. So let's create this state. Let's call attack mode. Should be integer. If one, we can expose as metadata. It's more easy because we need also to set on the target. Sorry, on the enemy. So let's have a value of 0 as default. Here, now we need to set, this conditional must check the attack mode. So it's an integer, touch the attack mode, and we want execute when the attack mode is 1. For this example, just set the idle to check if the branch works correctly. So we need to set agent metadata. We want to set the idle state. So it's the state machine 0. Now we want to set the state on the enemy as well. And in this case is my target ID, global ID. Okay, so let's register this one. And let's have a look. One things. Yeah, since we are switching from run to idle, just put a transition here, state machine, otherwise Atoms will not change the state. So register this one. Yes, one important things. So we need to set this attack mode to 1 when we find the target. So let's put a set agent metadata. Set blackboard entry. In this case will be our attack mode. It's an integer and value 1. So let's register. Let's have a look. Cool. So we need to fix obviously the distance here because we are not using the goTo yet. So let's start to use the goTo to make the agent reach that. So let's go back to the tree. So before set the idle state here, we need to set the goTo. But actually, yeah, we need to do one small change here. So we can choose if only one agent is going toward the other one, or if the current agent and enemy use the goTo to basically reach each other. So we can, for example, here we are setting the attack mode to 1 on the current, but we can set this one on the enemy as well. So let's set agents metadata. This will be our attack mode will be 1. This way also the enemy go inside this branch and is exposed to that metadata, so it's fine. So we need to set this one, global ID. Now let's remove this one because we also, the enemy basically in its behavior tree is running this branch, so we don't need this anymore. So let's have a look again. Yeah, now you see they just switch immediately because it set the target ID immediately from the target. So because we need to put the go-to. So we have the conditional, the sequence. So we have the sequence here. We need the go-to here because we first need to reach the target. So we need to set a go-to position, the target position of our enemy, and radius probably 200 should be fine. And then the set state to idle. So there is still one problem basically because we need to update this target position at every frame. So we need basically to run this branch in parallel with something else that take the target position and update the target position. So we can do that with a parallel node. Let's put a parallel here like this, and then with the parallel we can use a repeat, and this one will be repeat forever, and then we can use the get agent metadata. So we are updating the target position using the position metadata of our enemy, and let's select the ID of our enemy. It's a global ID. So now basically the agent, when is in this branch, every frame it update the target position while the go-to is running, and then basically when you reach the position, just go in the idle state. So let's register. Let's have a look what we have in the simulation. Okay, so as you can see, they don't stop immediately when they reach the position because we don't have the transition frame set to immediately inside our run state. So sorry, inside our run clip. So basically here we can use the transition frame, or we can use the metadata, the first transition clip to 1. So let's try use the metadata instead to change the clip. So what we need to do basically here is we need to force the transition, and we can do that with a metadata. That is a bool. It's called force clip transition. So if I put that correctly, we need, that's fine. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, now you see there are problems with the foot down because it forces the transition immediately, so it doesn't have too much time to recover for the foot down. To fix this, we can disable the foot lock when the agent needs to basically immediately switch. So we can go here and use another set agent metadata. This case would be yeah, and this one is disable foot lock. If we register this one, let's go back. Yeah, now you see the feet are correctly, the correct position. Now, basically, the agents are in the right position, so they can start to the attack sequence.